A very good evening to all viewers of India and very good morning to all viewers of Brazil. Global Edu-Leader Forum is a forum where we discuss the issue related to education, issue related to health, and as well as all social scenario. It's my proud privilege to welcome today's main speaker, Vilma Barbosa. She is from Australia. She is a language teacher who is teaching from last 16 years. I was reading about her profile. She is working with lots of international projects. She is the one who brings confidence and communication skill among the children. Those who are able to perform well in their life and they are very well connected. They are very well communicating through email, through video messages, and through talks around the globe, along with Vilma Barbosa. My two panelists will be joining. One, Niti Dhami from India, a state of Haryana. She is a principal of one of a school. And another special educator will be joining from Australia. Now moving to first segment. Indeed, it is very happy moment for me, Vilma, while reading your profile. One day I was interacting to the Brazilian students. I was surprised to know there is very less percentage of Brazilian students, those who can communicate in English. I really appreciate your this initiative, and I pray to God, my best wishes to you and my wholehearted support to you from India if we can enhance the communication skill of Brazilian students. If they are good in communication skill, especially in English, they can communicate to the whole world. I don't mind learning Portuguese. Beatrice has promised to teach me few words. Bom dia, como está você? These all small words which I'm trying to learn. So my heartfelt gratitude along with a wish and desire to know more about your journey of education, which you are dealing in Brazil. Welcome to you and over to you for next 10 to 15 minutes.
Good morning from Brazil. It's a great pleasure being here. Thanks for inviting me. Yes, it's a hard work here trying to teach English. Since Brazil is a country where our only language is Portuguese, we don't learn English as second language, unfortunately. Our kids learn English at school from their first age in primary school, but the English, unfortunately, the English they learn at school is not enough. If they want to communicate fluently in English, they have to go to a private English course. And unfortunately, most of them don't have the opportunity to pay for an English course. So I've been working hard on the idea of training teachers, because we have to train, I believe that we have to train our teachers in order they are more confident and in order they learn better, because since they also studied English, some of them just in school, so their English is not that good. So the idea is to teach teachers, empower teachers in order they become great teachers, and then with that they will be able to teach their students better, and then the students will be able to communicate with the world. Well, I've been working with English for 16 years, more or less. I worked in private schools and schools, normal schools, and I've realized that there's a big difference into the public school and private schools. The one who studies in the ones who study in private school, they learn English better, but the ones from private public schools, their English is not good. They are not able to communicate. So I have some plans for creating some projects where kids from public schools will be taught English, and they will be able to communicate with the world, because English is the language to communicate with the world. I've been working with international projects since I work in a private English course school. So my students, they become with me, they don't have any level of English, they are really basic, but in 6 months, a year, they are able to communicate with people. But I realized that this kind of project, where they have the chance to meet with people from another country, they are really important, because our students in school, they learn how to read, they learn how to write, but unfortunately, they don't learn how to communicate, as I am doing here with you now. So I thought that inviting my students for international meetings would be a great opportunity for them to talk in English with people who don't speak Portuguese, because if they talk with someone who speaks Portuguese, they, unfortunately, when they have a doubt about a word, they speak in Portuguese. And when they are in a meeting with people from Taiwan, from India, from France, they don't have another option, and they have to speak in English. So these meetings have been helping them a lot. And I want to do that with students from public schools as well. So I want to create a big project with teachers first, and then later with students, in order they have this opportunity to communicate with people from other countries. And we've been working also with pen pal projects, where students have the opportunity to meet people from another countries, this time through letters. And then they write letters to people from another country. They write their letters, we send by mail or picture on the cell phone, and then they receive letters, and then they exchange. Some of my students have written more than 15, 20 letters. So they have already created a friendship with people from Taiwan, from France, from Italy, from Turkey. And it's a great opportunity for them. And the best thing for me is when I see my students being able to communicate, when they tell me, teacher, when I started, I didn't know a word in English, and now I am communicating. This is the best feeling a teacher can have, because we see that all our hard work was worth it. It's the best thing. And the most important thing that I try teaching my students is that they are able to communicate. They are able to do anything they want, but they have to believe in themselves. They have to believe that they are able to do that. And with the project teaching kids from public schools, the idea is that we show them that they are able to learn, because and we will give them the chance, since they don't have money to pay for a course. Because I want to do this project, because when I was 13 years old, I lived in a farm, and my parents didn't have any money to pay for any English course for me, or even school, because I was a poor girl from a poor family. And then, since I always liked to help my father around the farm, the owner of the farm was an English teacher. And then, as I always wanted to help, I was always willing to learn and help them around the farm. One day, he asked me if I wanted to study English in his school. I told him, yes, I want to, but my parents aren't able to pay for that. And then he told me, I see that you are always so active trying to learn and doing different things. Then he gave me the scholarship 100% free. And then I started studying English. And I did my best. I studied really hard, because I knew that was the only way I had to pay him for the opportunity he gave me. And I studied really, really hard. I was his best student. And then today I have the opportunity of being here. And then he also later, some years later, he also taught me that it was able going to university, paying just few fees for that. I didn't know that, and he taught me. And then I went to school, and I got their scholarship to be an English teacher. And then later I started I started teaching English. And today I am an international teacher. I am international conferences, and I am bringing my students to this international world as well. But these all thanks to a teacher who gave me that opportunity that time. He believed on me. And then this is something that I want to do for kids here. I want to teach them that they have to believe in themselves. I want to give them this chance to study English, because English completely changed my life. Today, I'm not working that farm anymore. Today, I'm not cleaning other people's house as I used it to do later. It's a good thing, but with English language, I had better opportunities. With English language, my life completely changed. And now I can do the same for other kids. And I want to do that. I want to create lots of projects where they are able to learn English. And in the future, they will be like me. They will be there communicating with the world. They will be there believing in more kids. They will do the same in the future. They will help other people. They will change people's lives, because I truly believe that we teachers, we are blessed because we have this power of changing lives, and we have to do that. We have to change lives. We have to do our best, because this is the best thing about being an English teacher, this power of changing lives, this power of making better lives. And we have to enjoy this. We don't have to just stay in our classrooms working with books. I don't like that. The idea of just doing exercises on the books, I hate that. I like communicating, and this is what I do with my students. And soon in the future, I will be doing that for more kids, for the ones who really need, for the ones who don't have any money for that. And I believe that I will have help, because all teachers who are doing these international projects, they believe the same idea as I think. And I'm really happy with this, because here in my country, when people see Vilma doing all these kind of things, they say, "Well, Vilma, you are crazy. Why are you doing these kind of things? Why are you 5 in the morning in a meeting? Why are you 10 p.m. in a meeting on weekends?" And some of them, they don't understand why I'm doing this. But I'm doing all these because I want my students and all kids around here have the same opportunity I have. I feel I have to do that. So I don't care if it's Sunday, if it's holiday, I'm always there trying to learn, trying to do my best, because teachers also have to learn. They have to learn every day. They have to become each day better in order to inspire their students to learn and be better every day. So this is my journey to now, and I'm sure that I will learn much more to improve my students, and they also will become every day better. Thank you for the opportunity. It was a
Thank you,
great
Vilma.
pleasure.
I'll be taking you for a closing comment before we go for two panelists. Uh, Thankful Ekta, since it is night in Australia, but still sees on the screen, and Niti Dami is joined us from Haryana, India. I would love to hear first Ekta, since it is night, and after I think your comment, you may go for sleep. Ekta is actually girl of English, and she is in pre-primary education, Australia. Very keen, and very researcher-based, talented girl. I would love to hear, as it was said, language is a power of changing life. And if we start at early stage, of course, it can bring big change in students' life. So Ekta, over to you, next 5 minutes.
Good evening,
Oh,
everyone. Thank you so much. I'm joining the panel after a long, long time, and I'm so excited to be here. Hello, Niti ma'am. How are you? I don't know if you remember me, but I've worked with Dami sir and all other everyone on the panel. Thank you so much for just being a part of this organization. I've been one of the persons who have worked on the initial stages with sir. I couldn't at this time. I couldn't contribute as much I should be because I've got a little baby to take care of. That's why my room's lights are off because she's sleeping next to me. But coming to the meeting today and being a part of and to be able to contribute to what I'm doing, to be able to contribute it back to where my roots are and where I come from is very important for me. So I was looking at the early childhood framework that India has come up with, the new one, And then I was kind of correlating it with what we are doing in Australia is called, the National Quality Framework, and the the different quality areas which we are focusing on everyday basis. So I usually work. I'm working between 4 to 5 and 6 years age group, but I do get an opportunity to visit or see different rooms around in a center which are, you know, from 6 months onward right up to the 6 years of age before they head to school in in kinders and stuff. So I would say that, for me, all the education has been about books and reading books and to be able to write in exam. But up here, I've learned and experienced that, just mugging up books is not going to help you in life. All you need to know is you should be able to understand the language, like Barbosa said, like you should be able to understand what the book says, and you should be able to implement whatever is there in your real life to get any benefit out of it, or to make your life easier, I would say, in simple terms. um, the basic of any quality framework or any early childhood basic education, I would say, is health and learning around play. So play based learning. And then what we are mainly focusing here, which I can correlate to what India is going to implement soon, or is already, I would say, implementing in some parts of the country, is that the program is driven from what a child's development should be at the age they are. So if a child is 6 months age, or a year age, or 2 years age, what he should be achieving, he should be able to walk, he should be able to babble few words, he should be able to enjoy while he's playing, he should be able to actively engage with a person through verbal or non-verbal communication. So there's so many different developmental stages which are quoted by different theorists, or different scientists or educationists who have worked over time and accumulated all that for us. So all we need to do is to provide that, ensure that we are providing that environment where they can grow their normal skills, which they should be doing at their age. And if they are not, we should be supporting them, assisting them in any possible way to get them achieve that developmental skill. And um, developmental ranges from, like, different hierarchies of need, as Abraham Maslow's theory says. And then the very famous of esquissing says that he has been talking about is that learning theory of, that there are different ways a person learns. So we need to identify what they're best at, and we need to focus on what their best is to bring it the bestest out of them. So to make them more better at what they are good at or what they're enjoying is, that's what we need to focus at. I would quickly like to briefly like to explain before I say thank you to everyone, is that the one we are focusing here, and then you would be able to relate it to what's happening in new education policy that India has brought into in early childhood, is that the first thing that we need to focus is educational program and practice. So what is a program? It's not a set curriculum. That's not what we follow. What we follow is what children love. So if a child loves animal, we have to have plan developed for that individual child, so that he gets experience, individual experience, group experience, natural experience, and created in experience of animals, of wildlife, of knowing that how the environment is working together, and how the animals are related to our lives and to the forest and everything. So back and forth. So that's what we need to make a plan. So if a child loves dolls, or if a child loves sandpit play, imaginative play, we need to make programs for them, individually focusing on what they're interested in. So a program is not that this is the chapter and this is what the topic is, and that's what we should be teaching in class. So I do 10 different things for 10 different children in my room, based on what the individual needs are. That's what I do at every day, I would say. So that's the first thing. And then we need to assess that program every day. Sorry. Yep. You got
Great.
any questions, sir?
I think if I can take from you, which is say providing environment to the kids, bringing best out of their energy and inspiring them what they love, what
Absolutely.
they want to do in a normal classroom for their interest. We have Niti Dhami. She is also head of institution from Haryana, India. I would love to know, Niti ma'am, since she is the teacher who is always keeping a smile on the face, very jolly in the nature. Catering to the higher is okay. Since we are talking today about the language, language is a power of transformation of life. How you take it and what you do, especially in primary education. Importance of language in primary education, I think this much I would love to hear from you.
Thank you so much, S.K. Singh sir, for giving this opportunity, and good evening everyone. And Ekta, of course, definitely I remember you, meeting you sometimes in Heritage School. I remember you. Okay, so coming back to the language, anyway, I have a lot to say because when we are talking about NEP, we are talking about early childhood care and education. There are many things. A lot of flow of thoughts are coming in my mind. But when I say regard to, especially if I take it to my country, India, so language comes, I think, little bit later. Before that, they say there is one small story. I will just, maybe some people are not aware. For that, I would like to tell. There is a one character in Mahabharata, that is Abhimanyu. So that actually the learning starts from when the child is there and the mother is conceived. From that time it starts. And that's why they say, read good books or meet good people, have positive vibes. And they say that this child has learned a lot inside the mother's womb itself. And so half the way mother was sleeping, and then he could only learn half the thing. So when there was a little battle was there, the real battle was there, he could only perform half the way, but not the other half, because he could not learn that. So I think the same thing happened to the children also. And I take it the other way. Children are too smart nowadays. They don't need a teacher, but yes, they need somebody who's a mentor there. You just need to guide them. And I think rest of the thing they can do their own. Yes, language is important, definitely. Let it be any language. And like same, the education policy also says that not to teach in English, but teach them in their local language. I'm talking about when I take it India. So they say the little better and India is again a country where every state have a different language, and not only the state, even the small, if you count, there are a lot of languages, 100+ languages are there. So let's go with the language, what the child understands. From there you can move. And more than language, I think today we need to teach them, or maybe we need to sensitize them towards empathy, because this is what is required. And if we start from there, I think everything is going to fall in the line. And ABCD and 1, 2, 3, or the numbers or mathematics, anyway, it comes a little bit later. So this is what I believe in. And we all are seeing the things are changing day by day very fast. What is happening all around the world. I think we need to have more leaders who can think positively and go towards a little bit more where they can think about the world politics. Instead of just producing some more engineers and doctors, I think we need more leaders. Anything else, SK sir? I can continue.
Yes, I'll be coming to you. Let me conclude. Since it all has come out, what is gist of the story is key communication is power to empower people to understand better and to connect better. Vilma, I really appreciate your effort which you are doing in Brazil. Very less percentage of students can understand English. Objective of this program, collaboration of India and Brazil, is of course empowering each other with culture, with language, and with our common practices in the school. What kind of challenges you face in Brazil while teaching language English? And what you would advise us, what we can take from Brazil?
The challenge here is mainly that teachers most of them, the English teachers, unfortunately, they are not well prepared to teach English. Some of them don't know how to communicate in English. They know the basic level and they are there teaching English. So they don't know English even for themselves to communicate. Can you imagine them teaching or teaching kids for that? And then this is the problem that I see in our program, in our school program for English, unfortunately. But the thing that I face here is that some people think that making students, global students, they think that it's not that important. Some of them don't believe the power we can give the students. They don't believe that we can make our students global students. They don't believe that we can make them communicate with the whole world. And this is a problem that I face here because just few teachers want to do what I'm doing. So sometimes I feel that I'm alone doing this job.
Okay, great. I think you say challenge is the teachers, those who are not in position to take it forward. Ekta, your remark, difference of communication in India and in Australia, how you take communication is really, really important for empowering people.
I absolutely agree with what Wilma said, that communication is important because that's the basic of understanding each other's feelings, needs, and to be able to communicate how you are feeling or how what your needs are. You definitely need a common ground, which is the common language. But I would really want to encourage you guys, since I'm sitting in an English country, I would be able to say that more confidently that recognizing your own language is really good, and recognizing that what you are speaking is equally important to English or to any other language in the world. So if you give that respect, and you feel that whatever you are speaking is definitely because what you are speaking, or because English is one of your languages, which is not the main languages, but it is secondary language, I would say, not the primary language. And same for me. So my primary language is Hindi, and I speak 5 different languages, and English is one of them. But for English people, it's just one language they know, and that's English. So you should be more prouder than them that what you are speaking is far more better than, because if they have to speak
Okay.
in any other language as their second
Yes,
language, it would be
great,
hard for
great.
them.
First, you have to focus on your own language and then you go for. Niti ma'am, coming to
Absolutely.
you, connecting to the previous, as you started from Mahabharata, Hindu mythology, mother tongue, importance of the NEP to 2020 of India. How we are taking this journey forward since we go back to our mother tongue and then we come to the communication. What is the change? What this is going to change the education system from mother tongue to the communication language? Implications, what could be the implications in education?
See, if I take my state, or if I take where I am right now in Hisar, Haryana, so what is the background of this place? Like a lot of children, or more than children, I think parents want their children to learn English. And that is again a challenge, because child understand the language something else, and but parent always they force, okay, because yes, we also know it's a global language, one has to learn that, but they are in such a hurry, they say, okay, today is admitted the child, and next 15 days the child will start learning speaking in English. That is not possible, because the language itself take a lot of time. Especially speaking is fine, but when it comes to writing, it takes a lot of skills, maybe 3 years or 4 years. It depends on what is the pace of learning, or more than that, I strongly believe how the teacher is. It all depends on that, because there are some teachers who are really hardworking. They just know how to connect with the child, and they can just teach the language maybe in a short period of time. But there are some teachers, so that when it comes to the teacher, are we training our teachers enough? That is the first thing. Because see, making a NEP or working on some document, it's fine. But you need to work with your teacher in the ground level, because the same teacher is going to take the thing in the classroom. And more than that, I think connecting with the parents, because more than child, I think the parents should understand what is happening in the classroom. So involvement of the child, involvement of the parent is totally important. And not only that, the atmosphere what you have in the school, and other than that, I think in your community, what atmosphere you have, if the people are speaking in that language or not. So what happens, sometimes the child is so confused, he's not very clear, do I have to communicate in English or my local language? So I think the first thing what you can give them a kind of environment where one is speaking, okay, let it go in any grammatical mistakes and everything is fine, but just give them space, okay, they just start speaking. And second thing, what I think, what else we can do, show them a lot of documentary, show them a lot of movies. I think children enjoy movies nowadays. So this is how they can develop their skill. Sit somewhere under the tree and start writing, ask them, because I remember one of my classroom, I can give example from there. I took my children to the outside, I said, okay, let's now start writing. They say, what to write? You have not given me any topic. I said, I'm not giving you topic. You can see around whatever is there, just start writing. I said, they say, I can see a tree, I can see a flower, I can see children are running. I said, start writing. Just start writing. Once you start writing, I think things will flow in the better this thing. And another thing, what I will, the last thing from my side, I think you need to, or we need to develop the love for poetry. Once they have that flair for love for poetry, I think it will go somewhere. And the last one is reading habits. Children should have reading habits. Let it be a half page or a paragraph. If they start doing that, I think the language will be coming.
Okay. It has been rightly said, prose is the product of brain and poetry is a product of heart. Global Edu-Leader Forum is working on the concept connecting your brain or head to heart, which has shortest distance, but it takes longest time in life. Thank you so much, Vilma Barbosa from Brazil, who has spent her entire life from childhood till this date, and she is fighting. We are with you. All Indian teachers and students along with you can bring big change. So do not worry, we will have a joint exchange program from India to Brazil